Hello everyone. In this video lecture, let us understand experiment 2 arithmetic instructions based programs to determine the square of a given number. The problem statement is as follows. Write an assembly language program to find the square of a given number present in 9000H and store the square in 9001H and 9002H. What do we mean by finding the square of a given number? To find the square of a number, we multiply the number by itself. Let us consider an example, that is n1. When we multiply n1, which is n bit, by itself, the result is known as the square, and the size of the result is always 2 times the size of the input numbers, that is 2n bit. Let us check this. Consider a 2-bit number 11, that is 3. When we multiply 3 by itself, we get the result as 9, which is a 4-bit number. So the size of the result is twice the size of the input numbers. Similarly, when we consider a 3-bit number, let's say 7, multiplied with another 3-bit number 7, the result is 49, which is a 6-bit number. So the size of the result is always twice the size of the input numbers. Since 8051 is an 8-bit microcontroller, let us consider a number which is 8-bit wide and find the square of that number. So let us consider an 8-bit number. Let's take 56 as the number. So to find the square of a given number, we need to multiply 56 by 56, and the result we obtain is a 16-bit result, twice the size of the input, and that result is 1CE4. We know a 2-digit hexa is 8-bit and 4 digits in hexa is 16-bit number. So this is the final result we should get after the execution of this program. Now, what is the only operation being done between these two input numbers? It is a multiplication. And in 8051, we have one multiplication instruction, which is mul AB, which multiplies the contents of accumulator and register B. Meaning to say, the contents to be multiplied must and should be in A and B registers only. And the result after multiplication, the result is always stored in A and B registers itself, that is the higher byte. In a 16-bit number, this is the higher byte, higher 8-bit numbers, and this is the lower byte. After multiplication, the higher byte is stored in the B register and the lower byte is stored in the accumulator. So the rule for multiplication is the two operands to be multiplied should be in A and B registers, and after multiplication the result will be in B and A registers, that is higher byte in B and lower byte in A. So let's begin. We can take 3 memory locations whose addresses are 9000, 9001 and 9002H. So the number that we are interested to find the square of is 56. So that number is stored in memory location 9000H according to the question. So we have 56 to be stored in 9000H. So let's start beginning writing the program. So we know the first 3 lines of code is org00H, sjump 30H and org30H to skip the first 30 bytes of memory location. Now to begin with, we have to access or fetch this data which is stored at 9000H. 9000H is a 16-bit address, so this represents external memory, and when we have to fetch any data from external memory, we need to use the external memory pointer DPTR. So the first task here is to initialize DPTR with 9000H. Initializing a register with a value indicates we need to copy that number into that register. We know the general format of instruction in 8051 is the mnemonic destination comma source. So the destination is DPTR, the source is 9000H. So the instruction which does this initialization is move DPTR comma hash 9000H. The hash symbol here is important because we are interested that the DPTR should be loaded with 9000, not with the contents of 9000. So hash, whenever we do initialization, hash is a must. So move DPTR comma hash 9000, we have initialized or loaded DPTR with 9000. Once DPTR is loaded with 9000, we need to fetch this data, and this data can be fetched only into one register, that is the accumulator. So the instruction which copies the data stored at 9000H pointed by DPTR is MOVEX, because when we fetch when we are taking the data from external memory or writing the data into external memory, we need to use MOVX mnemonic. The destination is accumulator and the source is the contents pointed by DPTR. So @ symbol comes indirect addressing. So the instruction which fetches the data into accumulator is MOVX A, @DPTR. Copy the contents pointed by DPTR into accumulator. So now accumulator will have 56 after this instruction's execution. So one of the operand is there in accumulator. To find the square, we need to keep the same number, same operand in register B also. So let's keep a copy of this accumulator into the B register also. That is, copy contents of accumulator into B register. The instruction which does this is move B, A. Copy the number into register B. So now after these two instructions execution, accumulator has 56H, B register also has 56H. So both the operands are ready. So what is the next task to be done now? The next task is we need to multiply these two numbers. And which is the instruction which does this? It is mul AB in 8051. So the next instruction is mul AB, multiply contents of accumulator with contents of B register. After multiplication, we have just seen the answer, that is 1CE4. The contents of A and B will be changed. Accumulator will now have E4 and B register will have 1C. That is, 1CE4 will be stored in these registers. Now after the result is obtained, we need to store back the result, the square. We need to store the result in 9001 and 9002. The way we store is again dependent on our choice, whether we store the higher byte first or the lower byte first. So if we wish to see the answer as 1CE4, we need to store 1C, the contents of B first and then the contents of accumulator. If we do not want to see it in this way, if we are okay with interchanging, then we can store accumulator itself first. So let's observe the output in the same order. So first we should store the contents of B register into 9001. But we know that we cannot directly store the contents of B register into external memory. It should happen through the accumulator. So we need to first copy the contents of B into accumulator. But if we copy contents of B into accumulator, we will definitely lose out the contents of accumulator, which is important. So first let us safeguard that content by storing it temporarily in any one of the general purpose registers R0 to R7. We are using R1 here. So copy contents of accumulator into R1. The instruction is move R1, A. Now E4 is safe in R1. Now the next instruction will be to copy the contents of B into accumulator. So the instruction for this is move A, B. So now A is loaded with 1CH. And now we can save this data into this 9001. So if we have to go store in 9001, it is essential that the DPTR which was pointing at 9000 is incremented to 9001. So the next instruction is increment DPTR. So now DPTR points to 9001. And now we can store the result of accumulator in 9001. So the instruction which does this, copy the contents of accumulator into memory location pointed by DPTR is MOVX, because we are storing data into external memory. When we are reading from external memory or storing into external memory, we have to use the mnemonic MOVX. And who's the destination now? Contents pointed by DPTR. So @DPTR and the source is accumulator. So it is just an inverse of this instruction. MOVX @DPTR, A. So we are storing the result in A into 9001. So after this instruction's execution, we will have 1CH copied into 9001. Next, we need to store E4, which is stored in R1, into 9002. We know that we cannot directly store the contents of R1 or any other register directly into external memory. We need to copy that back into accumulator and then we should store. So to copy, the instruction is move from R1 to A. So it is move A, R1. Once this is done, we now can store the content, but before storing it is essential that the DPTR is incremented to the next location. So we write increment DPTR here. Once the increment DPTR is written, DPTR is now pointing to 9002. So now we can store the contents of accumulator, which is E4, into 9002. So the instruction which does this is same as this: MOVX @DPTR, A. And after this, the contents of accumulator which was there in R1, that is E4, gets stored into 9002H. So the program is done, and now we can stop the execution by writing sjump$, which is a software way to halt the program, and then we can stop the assembler using the directive end. Now let us observe the execution of the same program using Keil Microvision software. So to begin with, open Keil Microvision software, go to project, click on new Microvision project, and we need to give a name here. Since we are finding the square of a number, I'll name it as square. So once the project name is given, we need to select the target device. The target device that we are using is Atmel Company 89C51. So that is the 8051 based microcontroller, and then click on OK, and then say a no to copy startup code to project folder. So now we can observe the project square is created with its target device. Now we need to type in the program. To type the program, go to File, click on New. We get this editor window. We can now type the program. We can now type the program. So the program is Once the program is typed, we need to save the program. Click on Save, go to File, Save, or the Save icon, and then we can save it with the same name as that of the project, or we can give a different name, but the extension must be .asm, and then click on Save. So when we click on Save, we can notice that the color of the keywords have changed, and the numericals, the numbers, addresses have also changed. Once this is done, we need to add this program, this file, to the target, that is a device. Right click on source group 1, add existing files to group source group 1, and the files of type should be ASM type, which is by default. Select the square program that we just saved, squar.asm. Click on add and then close. Now we can observe that this program square.asm is added to the source, which is in turn added to the target of our project square. So once this is done, we can now translate this program to check for any errors. These are the three important steps: translate, build, and rebuild. First, let's click on translate to check for any errors. We get 0 errors, and then we click on build and then rebuild to create the object file by linking to the libraries. Once all this is done and we have 0 errors, 0 warnings, we can now execute this program to check if it's working correct and finding the square of the given number. Go to debug, start stop debug session, click on OK. We find that this debug window opens, so we need to select the memory window here. In case the memory window is not visible, go to view memory window and you can open the memory window. So the address of our interest is 9000H, which is external memory. External memory, we have to use the letter X, colon, give the address 9000H, enter. So this is the address which is here. So we just saw the data 56. 56 square is 1CE4. So double click on this location and enter 56. And now let's run the program. This is the run icon, or F5 can also be pressed. When we run in the next two locations, 9001 and 9002, we should observe 1CE4 as the result of the square of 56. So let's run this. So we can observe 1CE4, which is the square of the given number obtained over here. Now let's give another number. To give that, first stop the code execution and we need to reset the CPU. Let's give another number, let's say A5. Now what is the square of A5? Let's check it. Let's go to hexadecimal mode. Let's enter A5 into A5. So the result that we have to get is 6A59. So 6A59 is the square of A5. Let's check it out. So when we run this program now, we obtain 6A59 as the result of the square of the given number. So in this session, we understood how to find the square of a number, how to write the program to find the square of the number, and we also observed the execution of the same and also the results. Thank you.